Welcome to the Beach House channel on Sunday the 30th of June, the last day of June before we start seeing the start of July. Today we have Hurricane Beryl coming in to visit. Bless her little cotton socks. So I thought I'd just do a quick channel today just to sort of let you know what we're doing to prepare for what could be 100-120 mile an hour winds. As you can see, typical Caribbean blue skies, a little bit more wind today. The sun is out, wind is up, and we're getting more of a northeasterly wind, so it's basically coming towards the front of the house. And she's due to arrive between 10-11 o'clock onwards, and I think the storm is sort of coming past us around about 1-2 o'clock. For those of you watching the channel, welcome. For those that are new to the channel, welcome. For those that are in Barbados, download Windy. Windy is an app that I was given about 3 years ago from one of the surfers here, and what it can give you, when you go on there, you can press play and it gives you a video over the next 24 hours, 48 hours, and it shows you the wind patterns coming in. And you can see old Beryl coming in down sort of past Barbados, at the base of Barbados, and comes past it, but the wind itself is going to go anti-clockwise, which basically means the wind is going to come round washing our house. It's like a washing machine, obviously. So as it comes past the island, the wind itself is coming around, which is creating a northeasterly sort of wind. So what we've done in the meantime, obviously anything on the patio, things like deck chairs, sofas, they've all disappeared. Smaller plant pots have disappeared, the bigger ones are still here, hopefully they won't be lifted off the ground. Little lights and stuff like that, hoses, they've all been taken away. And what I have done on the front here, I've just put some 8x4 sheets up and screwed them into the walls just to protect the bottom part of the windows. That was a pigeon hitting the window. I should really be putting 2 sheets on there. So the way that we did the windows on the front, which I'll show you in a minute, remember right, they're pretty much 8 foot square. So we can put a sheet on the bottom, a sheet on the top, and screw on the outsides, and it protects the whole windows. But I do think it does highlight to us that we need to come up with a better plan. I'm thinking of getting Dion. If he ever returns my calls, by the way, if you're watching this, Dion, you need to get your finger out. Where's my ladder? Where's my coffee table? Dion's normally really good, by the way. He makes aluminium gates and shutters and whatever you want out of aluminium or metal, he does on the island. Normally very reliable, but of recent has turned into somewhat like some of the others, unfortunately. But anyway, my thought pattern is, if I can get some aluminium sheets, if I can put some hangers on here that don't look an eyesore, that are quite small and delicate, but I can hang the thing on and slide it down, and then at the bottom put them onto either 2 holes with 2 bolts that I can bolt in, or 2 screws that I can put nuts on, and just bolt the bottom bits down. That would be far easier to hang. Obviously aluminium is hard and light, and ply sheets are strong, but they're bloody heavy, and they're a bit they don't last very long. So I don't know how much that will be. I'm sure being aluminium would be bloody expensive, but if I could have one, at least for the main windows, like we've done one on this side here, I'll show you in a second, just here. The wind's going to be coming this way and this way, so I should really be doing something on this window here and this one on the side. Obviously I should be doing it on the same on these little ones, but the main one, obviously, it's these doors here and these doors on the side. The front of the house, the front door we have an issue with, as you know. We've obviously got the pivot door, so down the actual sides of the door and on the bottom, rain can get into that hallway and blows under the door. So I've put some sheets on there at the moment. And on the front of the house, where the you can just see here, look, the shade, where the actual bifolds are on the front, I've put an 8 foot by 4 foot sheet down the bottom, so half the doors are covered. My only concern with that, obviously, is the wind's going to be hitting the window above that, and obviously driven down below as well, so it's going to create a little bit of a washing machine effect on that as well. But anyway, what else have I done? Shades, as you can see, they've disappeared. I was going to leave them up, thinking that any missiles that get launched and come towards the house, it would also protect, it'd be more protective than not, but obviously the wind's going to put it through its paces, so but rather than leaving them up there and getting them damaged, I'll take them down. But obviously it would have protected the windows here should the wind change. These are my obviously major concern. We have got the big overhang, obviously, and the wind at the moment is looking like it's going to come from this side or the front of the house. We should be okay, but obviously my concern is if I ever get anything come that's going to be spinning the other way, what the hell I'm going to be putting in front of these, I do not know. Anyway, part and parcel of having 10 foot by 8 foot windows times 6. Anyway, so that's taken down. The lights that go across here have been taken down as well. Anything we can see laying around that looks like it could turn into a missile. I think Mr. Musk can disappear in a minute as well. There's no point having him out here. So let me just quickly take you down around the front and I can show you what I've done, in case it gives you any ideas on what you can do. And again, in the comments below, let me know what you're up to at the moment. What are you putting up and what are you protecting? Let me spin you around. Some of the plants have landed coming around here, so hopefully they're going to be safe. I'm not too sure why that's still out. They should have been downstairs ages ago. I've chased these guys. Sorry about the wind. I've chased these guys that come out because they've got loads of missiles laying around, which are going to get taken towards my house. So I've done that for now. So obviously, as you can see, there's a strut going all the way down here. 2 boards here, you know, fixed all the way up. I may put a few screws in there because at the moment there's only 4 on each sheet. But it's just to stop the rain driving down and landing behind here and going up the hallway, if anything. The wind is, as you can feel, coming this way. You can hear it. We should really be putting something on these windows as well, just to protect them. Because obviously what's going to happen is all the stones and all the crap from here is going to get blown straight from my house. I have actually let him know that his windows need to be boarded up. He's had his windows put in now, look. If they don't board those up, then they're at risk. So down here, we've obviously just put some sheets up on the bottom parts of the window. Now really what we should be doing is put another sheet above. You know, for the sake of 4 sheets and another, whatever it is, 16 screws, it would obviously give us a bit of peace of mind that anything coming this way is just going to protect the windows. If we get a smashed window, then as you've seen by the aggro it takes us to get anything delivered here, it's just not worth the aggro for the sake of, you know, a couple $100. As you can see over there, we put a board on that one, we put a strut across. Because that window is just about 4 foot by 8 foot, a sheet doesn't quite do it, it just about sits on there. So we put a strap across and a little nog at the top as well, just to make sure we can hold that on. But yeah, so that hopefully should be all right. It's just to stop anything being blasted at it. And again, we should be doing the same with that one. But we haven't, so fingers crossed. I've used plastic on these ones because it's all I had, but I'm a bit conscious that, you know, if this wind is strong, then it can rip that quite easily. It's not going to be doing it to the ply. So I think what I need to do is just go to Queenman very quickly and just buy another 6 pieces of ply. Get those put up. It'll give me a little bit of peace of mind for the sake of a couple of £100. I think it's well worth doing. And obviously then we can put them down in the basement. You can always reuse them, can't you? As long as if you actually throw money away. So I think that's what I need to do. Hopefully they're going to be getting all of their stuff put away. Because at the end of the day, the last thing I want is my windows going through with stuff that they've left hanging around. They've got wood everywhere, like a massive great pile of wood over there. And that is not good. Not when you've got 120 mile/hour winds coming. So before they go, I should be grabbing all in to make sure they do definitely clear things up. Otherwise, we are going to have some problems. What else? So that's it apart from that. So I'm going to shoot the Queenmans in a second. One thing I did do as well, I just glued some of the pipes on the floor. The pipes that I showed you that we had to repair the other day, I've glued some of those down because they're just laying there. So yeah, I've just put a bit of construction sealant on the floor and just glued it in patches, sort of every sort of 24 inches, just glue it down, so at least it's got something to hold it down. Because if that wind gets underneath it, it's just going to rip it up in the air and then it's just going to snap. So I put that down. This, we did put a sheet over it, as you can see, it's blown off already. So, and the wind's not even up yet. So we're going to get that wheeled into the kitchen. We'll open up the doors and we'll just wheel it straight into the front. I think there's no point leaving that out. It'll be fine, but for the sake of it getting soaking wet and blown around, there's no point. Hose, that's off the wall, that's ready to go downstairs. So other than that, I think we're pretty much ready. Go and get some ply sheets, get those up, and we're ready, I think. Fingers crossed it's not going to be too bad. Anyone in the island, hope you're okay. Any help you need, obviously, you know, the channel, just reach out to me if you need any advice or anything else, and let me know in the comments below how you get on, and I'll update you as I go along. Okay, just checking out. Look at that beautiful sunset in the background. Gates open, clamps are on. There's no point leaving this wide open, obviously that's just going to get an absolute beating from the wind. So I've opened it up, hidden it behind the wall, and then put a couple of clamps on it. Did have a little bit of a freak rain just a minute ago, so it is starting, although we're probably only around about 6 o'clock. And what I've also done around here, which has added a bit more to this, bit of a pain in the backside. Queenman's completely empty of plywood, shock horror. But what I've actually done is I bought some treated ply. They were about 179 for 3/4 inch. So again, should be able to stand the actual water a bit more. What I'd normally do before I put them up, give them some form of treatment, so obviously they can withstand the water a bit better, but obviously under the circumstances this is all a little bit in reverse. So as you can see, fits nicely, but it was a bit of a pain. These ones here were perfect fit and they were like a millimetre just too much, so I just trimmed 10mm off, and obviously got those in there. Now the only downside is I couldn't actually get, because the ledge is only, it's about 1.5 foot, there wasn't enough to actually get those up, stand there and drill them, and certainly not these ones up here. So there's one in the bottom and one in the middle, and I've only done 4 on these. Bear in mind the wind's going to be blowing into them, so I didn't want to go drilling loads of holes, and I also didn't have time to make them all completely straight with a laser and stuff, so a bit of a bugbear. But anyway, it's up, and at least from this side, this is where the wind is going to be coming. So if you're looking at fan straight here, but backwards, this is easterly, but it is coming northeasterly, so it's going to be hitting the front of the house, and it's going to be hitting these by the looks of it so far, looking at Windy the app. Over the road they've come out and done a bit of a tidy up, but it's still not good enough. End of the day, we're going to have 120 to 140 mile/hour winds, and things like little blocks and bricks and planks of wood, certainly massive sheets of ply. They've got about 10 sheets of ply just laying on the floor. Wind gets underneath those, they're gone. So and the first thing they're going to do is obviously aim straight towards my house. So sorry about that. Tried to tell the actual guy that's having the house built that they've been out and done some stuff, but it's not great. So I think it's going to have wet over them. But as you know, people don't really care and don't really worry until things go wrong. The downside is, if one of these blocks or bricks or sheets comes off of there and comes straight into the front of the house and hits one of the windows, one, my kids are in there. But more importantly, their health is obviously number one. But you know, things like windows, I can replace the windows, but as you know, ordering a window and having it shipped is not the most straightforward thing to do. And I'm sure they won't be dealing with any of it. They'll just give me the money to do it. So I'd rather than just tidy up and get things gone. Their little shelter they have over there is not... Sorry, incoming call. So the shelter they've actually got over the road is not even bolted down as well. So it's a tin hut with some, it looks like 2x6s on one side, and just some jacks on the other. Those jacks, trust me, all they're doing is holding the roof up. If that wind comes underneath it, Jesus, they are going to disappear, that's for sure. So I might actually have a little walk down the beach in a minute as well, just show you what the beach is starting to look like, because the current will definitely start kicking out at some stage. So, but anyway, we're pretty much bolted down and tied up, so fingers crossed everything should be okay. But I think this is going to be pretty hairy, so I'll try, and obviously it's going to be early hours, so I'll try and get some film on if I can. But anyway, load me some photos and that lot if you've got any down below, or any channels that you guys are recording, let me know and I can obviously dial in this in. But I'll check in with you a little bit later on.